whether I should give Diksha to you or not. And then again, the next time he goes and then he says again, oh, I didn't expect you to come back. And by the way, I forgot to ask you. So like that, it's actually a test of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's determination. And then finally Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur had to tell him something very apparently harshly, but actually he showed his desperation. He said that if you don't give me Diksha, then right now
Just focus on
straight away go and drown myself in the Ganga or something like that. I just drown myself. So that is how then Gaur Kishore Das Bhabati Maharaj says how that come on this day. That is how Gaur Kishore Das Bhabati Maharaj accepted Bhakti Siddhanta as his disciple. And that's how Bhakti Siddhanta. So then there are other pastimes connected to this month. But this month, of course, Kartik, very, very dear to Lord Krishna. We have mentioned, we have discussed this many times, that there are 4 principal leelas that Krishna performs during this month. And what are they?
Govardhan.
Gopashtami. Gopashtami more or less is the same thing. Damodar Leela and Ras Leela. Ras Leela is also a very principal Leela, important Leela. So of these, Govardhan Leela is actually very special, very, very unique. Because it is said that in Govardhan Leela, I don't know if I mentioned this in the morning or something, I don't think I mentioned. So Govardhan Leela is special because all the 5 principal rasas are displayed by Krishna in this Leela. There is the Shanta rasa, there is the what are the other rasas? Krishna displays all these 5 rasas in one place, during one Leela. And that is the Govardhan Leela. Of course, Shanta rasa, we can understand that Krishna has a Shanta type of relationship with the trees, with the rocks and the mountain and like that. No, not exactly Shanta, because even they have a latent desire to serve Krishna. Because they also become surcharged in this transcendental Leela and also by the influence of Yogamaya. They also have an intense desire to serve. So there is the Shantarasa. Shantarasa is kind of almost always present in any Leela. Then there is the Dasya Leela. Dasya Leela, the principle, please come on. Dasya Leela, the Gopa friends of Krishna, the many associates of Krishna, and Govardhan himself is in Dasya Leela. How do we say Govardhan is in Dasya Leela? Can someone tell me? Huh?
He is the topmost of all the servants.
He is the topmost of all the servants. Haridasa Varyu is known as Haridasa Varyu. And Govardhan is definitely in that mood. Govardhan is not thinking he is a friend of Krishna or associate of Krishna or something. He wants to serve Krishna. He provides, Govardhan is actually one of the most celebrated perfect servant of Krishna. He provides green grass, very nutritious grass for the cows and the calves. And the water of Govardhan is also very refreshing. It tastes like nectar. And the waterfalls and the cascading waterfalls and the streams, they give rise to a gentle, cool breeze. And then it said that at different places on the hills on the slopes of Govardhan, Govardhan creates places where Krishna Balaram can sit, making rocks and rock arrangements so that they can sit and have their pastimes with the Gopa boys. It said that though normally speaking, rock is a rock, but Govardhan manifests his desire to serve Krishna so much that it said that the rocks become soft like butter when Krishna and Balaram sit on that. So they are surprised, they wonder what happened. It's supposed to be a rock, but it's so soft. So Govardhan is a very celebrated, glorious servant, and the Acharyas point out that the name Govardhan, what does Govardhan mean? Vardhan.
Oh, Go is cow, Vardhan is provider.
No, not prohibited.
Okay.
Vardhana means
Increase.
Means cow and Vardhana means growing.
you're right.
Ah.
Who taught you?
BKP class.
Haribol!
Who is this teacher?
Sundari Rasika. Swarna.
Perfect. Govardhana means Govardhan's mood of desire to serve Krishna. The desire to serve Krishna is always expanding. If we capture this one mood, one spirit of Govardhan, our life is successful. Govardhan is never satisfied with whatever service he does. He wants to expand the service to Krishna. Always in that mood, Vardhan. Serving Krishna, the cows, the calves, and also Krishna by that way. And when you please Krishna, when you please cows and calves, you are actually pleasing Krishna also. So Govardhana means increasing. It's never happy, it's never satisfied. Well, happy but not satisfied. These two are different things. He always wants to expand his service to Krishna. So, actually, if you read the Leela carefully, there are pages and pages of glorification of Govardhan done by our Acharya. It's not that Krishna randomly picked Govardhan. Okay, I don't want to worship Indra, so let's go and worship Govardhan. No, there's a very deep reasoning behind it. And that is why Krishna chooses Govardhan. You should understand that Krishna likes to recognize, acknowledge, appreciate, award anybody who is going out of the way and serving in a very sincere, very dedicated way. Krishna, don't ever think it misses Krishna's eyes. Krishna observes, Krishna makes note, Krishna remembers, and Krishna at the appropriate time appreciates. So Krishna wanted to appreciate Govardhan also. And it is mentioned that there are caves on the slopes of Govardhan. And these caves are ideal sporting points for Krishna and his friends, and Krishna and the gopis also. It's said that sometimes Krishna would perform Ras Leela even on the slopes and the caves of Govardhan. These caves were so enchantingly made up. It was so conducive to Krishna to perform his Leela. And then it is said that the Devatas are so astonished by the glory of Govardhan, by the desire of Govardhan to serve Krishna more and more, that Devatas are astonished to see the mood of Govardhan of wanting to serve Krishna and the associates of Krishna more and more. And it is said that Devatas also come and pray to Govardhan. Please bless us so that we also develop. Please come. Please bless us so that we also develop the same mood of wanting to serve Krishna. Then it is also said that there are Pelasian caves and whose the streams are flowing so nicely and swiftly, and the streams are looking like, when the streams are flowing quickly, turning this way and that way, there are bubbles, and these bubbles are looking like pearls, emanating light, brilliant light. These bubbles, and they look like that. So very enchanting to see, even the streams of Govardhan. Then it is said, and the Govardhan also produces so many minerals and other particles which are used to paint the face of Krishna, paint the face of the gopis and friends. So they paint themselves up with the minerals and the colors and the dyes they get on the slopes of Govardhan. So Govardhan is constantly thinking of new and newer ways of serving, wanting to serve, please dedicate himself to the service. So this is one mood. Actually, we are blessed in our parampara, like in no other parampara, because we have, in the heart of our parampara is the heart of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya is always in this mood that, there's no, it's only in our parampara we understand that there are different levels of perfection. Perfect, more perfect, most perfect, and most perfect, like that. It's only in our parampara, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we understand that We can have a desire to serve, we can have more intense desire, we can have more intensely intense desire, ecstatically intense desire to serve Krishna and please Krishna. So this is a very unique parampara because of the intervention of Lord Chaitanya. So here the real jewels of the Vrindavan Dham are picked up and showcased like Govardhan, like the cows of Govardhan, the cows of Vrindavan, like river Yamuna. How Yamuna is also, river Yamuna is also competing with everybody else with a desire to serve and please Krishna. So there is this competition going on. Everybody wants to serve Krishna more and more. So in our parampara, there is a gift of our parampara, that desire to serve more, desire to do more, desire to dedicate more, desire to offer yourself more completely, more unconditionally, more lovingly in the service of Krishna. So Govardhan Leela, if anything, it showcases this mood of wanting to serve Krishna like that. So then it is also said that sometimes Krishna would play the flute on the Govardhan mountain. And Govardhan would do something in order to keep the sound reverberating within the mountain of Govardhan. You know what I mean? It's kind of trying to trap the sound of the flute within that environment. So the sound of the flute is bouncing off from here, there. So it's kind of ricocheting around the Govardhan hill. So Govardhan wants to trap that sound, that very, very transcendental sound of Krishna's flute. And Govardhan is also a place where Radharani is there with all the gopis, and they're also having their own group, etc. And Radharani, Govardhan is a place where Radharani dropped her bracelet and anklets and other things. So Govardhan has become a place which is constantly feeling the presence of Radharani's lotus feet, or constantly feeling the mood of Radharani, because Radharani drops her bracelet and kind of doesn't pick it up again. So because of Radharani's bracelet being present, Govardhan is also influenced by that mood of wanting to lovingly serve Krishna. So like I said, it's not randomly chosen mountain. Govardhan truly deserves this honor. Krishna, that is why he says, now come, let's worship Govardhan in place of Indra. And then it is said that Krishna, by lifting the mountain of Govardhan on his little finger, he actually pushed out the mountain of pride on Indra's head. And by lifting that mountain topples. Because actually, and it's also mentioned by Samajas, Govardhan used to think, I'm such a huge mass of body, massive size, just rocks and mud and sand, and I always used to feel embarrassed about my size being so big, so huge, so massive, so useless. But Krishna, by lifting me, and he used my size, my width and breadth or whatever, to provide shelter for all his friends and countless number of associates of Vrindavan, the cows, the calves, the bees, the peacocks, the monkeys, the residents of Vrindavan. So Govardhan becomes very, very overjoyed. And today, I'm not so embarrassed about my size. Otherwise, what am I? I'm not worth anything like that. So Krishna actually recognizes this mood of Govardhan. And then he comes there and worships. It's an honor. It's a recognition of Govardhan's mood of wanting to serve Krishna. And which is why the Devatas are always praying that, oh my dear Govardhan, will you kindly bless us? Bless us so that we can also serve Krishna like how you're doing. And it is also mentioned in the description that yes, so Krishna himself personally does the worship of Govardhan. See, this is another very unique honor that he gave Govardhan. Very rarely do we see in any other Leela, at least I cannot remember, that Krishna is directly engaged in worshipping someone. Of course, he worships Narada Muni, other acharyas who come to his palace in Dwarka by washing their feet. But that's different from Krishna going out of the way, going to Govardhan and worshipping Govardhan. And Krishna is the one who instituted this festival of Govardhan Puja. Before Krishna introduced it, there was no such thing as Govardhan Puja. There was no such thing as Annakut. Krishna introduced. If you read the Bhagavatam, it's so clearly mentioned. Krishna personally decides how we have to worship, in what sequence we have to worship, what we have to cook, what are things we have to cook, and how Govardhan's worship and puja has to be done, in what sequence it has to be done. So Krishna is like the founder Acharya of the Govardhan puja, you can say. And the first Govardhan Parikrama was conducted by Krishna and Balaram. The first Govardhan Parikrama. Krishna and Balaram personally take the entire entourage of the residents of residents of Vrindavan, personally takes them on a pilgrimage around Govardhan. So you see that the mood of worship, the desire to serve, desire to please is very, very, very special. It attracts Krishna's heart. It attracts Krishna if you have that kind of a mood. So which is why Govardhan Leela is okay. Then there is the Vatsalya Leela also. Krishna is his friends. Govardhan is the Dasya Bhava. Krishna's friends are there. So he's dealing with his friends. He's surrounded by friends, Madhu Mangal, Batu, Sridhama, Sudhama, all of them. Many, many of his friends are there. And Krishna is having fun time with his friends. Like Madhu Mangal will come and declare, Batu will come and declare, I don't know, it's one of the two, Madhu Mangal or Batu. They come and declare Mother Yashoda. They say that, what, you think Krishna is holding up Govardhan? Govardhan is standing afloat because of my prayers, like that. My Brahminical power, I am chanting this, like that, he says. Then Mother Yashoda will say, oh really, is that the case? Like she's standing up like that. Then Krishna will tell Madhu Mangal, Arey bhai, she wanted to come, sympathizing with me, pampering me, taking care of me. You come and interrupt and say that I'm not doing anything, some your mantric powers are holding. I was having fun time, she is pampering me, glorifying me and all that. He will say that. Then Krishna will say, just to pacify Mother Yashoda, no, actually Govardhan is not there. I don't know why, what happened. Govardhan is floating. Like that he will say. So there are incredible moments of ecstasy hidden within the description of the Leela as it happens. In one way we are lucky because our Krishna is Giridhari. He is in the mood of recognizing devotees. He is called Giridhari, Govardhan Giridhari. So he is in the mood of recognizing, appreciating, thanking and glorifying devotees. Because Giridhari is recognizing. And also Krishna is in the mood of, deflating the pride of those devotees. But that Leela is also very special. We should not think that Krishna is punishing Indra. That's not his mood at all. If you read the conversation, it's definitely not his mood. Krishna is doing it lovingly. Very, very lovingly. He actually pacifies Indra because Indra is terrified because of the offense he has done. Krishna pacifies him and Krishna says, go ahead, go back to your duty, do it, but please remember that it's not good for devotees to have pride. Pride, arrogance, and consequently ill-treating or misbehaving with anybody. Krishna says this is not on. This is not on. I don't like my devotees to be proud. You have to be gentle. Remember this always. In that loving way, please come. In an extremely loving way, Krishna excuses Indra and tells him, go back to your place, resume your duties as Indra. So that is the Sakhya Bhava play. Of course, Vatsalya, we know the loving exchanges between Krishna and Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda and all other associates or elderly gopis and gopis. So there is that Vatsalya Rasa. That's also intoxicatingly sweet exchanges they have between Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda and Krishna. Yashoda Maya is massaging Krishna's hand and saying, let this Leela be over We'll go back home, I'll apply oil and I'll massage you. Your hand is like butter. Normally itself I get so scared to touch, it's so soft. But imagine now how much load you're carrying. I don't know how many days this Indra will continue this tantrum of harassing and torturing you. Like that, Mother Yashoda will say, oh, Krishna is loving it. Krishna loves being pampered, loves being the center of attraction, loves to receive love, affection, attention, everything. He loves it. Krishna feeds on that. What attracts Krishna is this. He's not feeding on the bhoga that we offer in one sense. He's actually feeding, for him, this is real nectar. This is the real nectar. When devotees pamper him, glorify him, worship him, appreciate him. But then of course, we can't slip into that sahajiya type of mood. That's very risky. We have to chant our rounds, we have to read Bhagavatam in a systematic, structured manner. Come to 10th canto, when we come to 10th, we don't jump. Of course, we can read the Krishna book. That's a gift by Prabhupada, out of turn gift. He must have thought that he won't be able to complete Bhagavatam. So before he went to the 10th canto, he translated the 10th canto and gave it to us as Krishna book, and he said anybody can read it. So we can read the Krishna book, the Bhagavatam. Of course, we also have to read the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Nectar of Devotion, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and follow the process. If we don't follow the process, find shortcuts, then it won't work. Because the ability to receive the secrets of the parampara, the empowerment of the parampara comes only when we follow the sadhana process. Never underestimate the power of sadhana. It may appear frightfully simple. Chanting one rounds as attentively as one can, worshipping the Lord, making a deity offering, read or hear or meditate on some pastime, something. Now that we have this transient package app released by BBT, you can even hear when you're walking, you're cooking, you can hear Prabhupada's books being read. Everything is there. Now they've added Prabhupada's lectures also. So the transient app is there. So entire collection of Prabhupada's books you can hear. So never underestimate the potency of the morning sadhana program, Guru Puja. There is power. There is power. It's so charged with spiritual empowerment. Anybody who simply follows that becomes extremely fortunate, blessed, and empowered. You don't have to do anything extra to gain empowerment. Just follow these processes. So never underestimate. And then, of course, Guru Maharaj recently wrote, first you read all these books, then we can go into supplementary literature like the books written by Rupa Goswami and his associates, describing in more elaborate fashion what Prabhupada already has given us in the 10th canto and the Krishna book. So we are lucky, we are blessed. We have Giridhari amidst us. We should make use of this opportunity. In the last 5 days of Bhishma's Panchaka, it says Bhishma followed this Rath. He followed this Rath in preparing himself to leave his body. He followed these 5 days of incense Rath, hence it's called Bhishma Panchaka. So it is preparing ourselves, our consciousness, to become more dedicated in the service of Krishna. That's what we follow. So it's a very unique occasion in our lives. I mean, everything that's happening in our life after Prabhupada came into our life after Krishna is very unique and very special, very adbhuta, very mystically wonderful. Everything that's happening in our life from the time we touch the beats and we start chanting and accepting Prabhupada. So on this occasion I pray to Giridhari, Pandavika Giridhari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sringadev, Shri Lakshmi Vishnadev, Anantadev, Lakshmi Devi, Prahlad Maharaj, Balaji, Shri Devi Devi, and the Guru Parampara, that all of you should be blessed. And all of you should become wonderful devotees. All of you should discover, relish, enjoy, and live in this world of meditating on Krishna's amazingly unique pastimes, and live in the world of some challenge or some responsibility that we take to further this movement. We're not just Bhajananandis, we don't sit sitting on corner, chant, read, meditate. No, we're Goshtyanandis. We're very interested in expanding the mercy of Krishna. We want more people to become recipients of the mercy of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Anybody wants to add something? Any comment or question? Huh?
You made it very short today. Expecting you made it T20 today.
Already they had word this morning. I gave a class.
So I have a question.
Yes.
So once Indra committed the offense against Krishna and he came with Surabhi and asked for forgiveness, everything that all happened. But once again he made an offense fighting against Krishna for the Parijata flower.
Yes, the Parijata flower pastime, Krishna takes that flower, plant, and brings it to Dwarka and gives it to Satyabhama. And Indra doesn't like it. Indra thinks that this plant need not go to the material world or something like that. And he fights with Krishna. Yes, correct. This happens much after the Govardhan Leela. This is part of the Dwarka Leela. Satyabhama is there and Krishna wants to gift this to Satyabhama. So your question is how is it that he actually some acharyas explain that Krishna wanted to satisfy Satyabhama so much that even if it meant displeasing Indra a little bit, he was ready to do that in order to satisfy Satyabhama. I'm not asking all the women here to use that as an example. See what Krishna did. That's real Pati Dharma. So Krishna does that. They almost have a fight. Not quite really a big fight or something. Indra very quickly comes to his senses and then he agrees to part with it. And yes, actually Indra is a character who comes numerous times in the Bhagavatam. He steals the horse when Pitu Maharaj is doing the yajna. The 100th Ashwamedha yajna he is doing. So Indra is always a edgy person. That means he's so possessive and protective of what he has, his kingdom, his possessions and like that. So he's mixed with the modes of nature, especially the mode of passion. Somehow he gets mixed up with that. So it's not that Indra's Leela ends with that. Subsequently also. I guess anybody who sits in that throne of Indra will become very nervous. It's said that anybody, he's always trying to disturb people who are trying to do Ashwamedha Yajna. He's always envious. He always becomes very worked up and possessive and nervous. And then sometimes he misbehaves. Like one time when Bruhaspati walked into the assembly, Indra thought, I am sitting on the throne, I am the king. Bruhaspati, Sadhu Baba hai, ane. That's something he must have thought. I don't. He doesn't get up and offer respect. And then he realizes he's done a mistake. In Bhagavatam there are a few more instances where Indra, even that Vritrasura pastime, Indra is so scared of Vritrasura. Vritrasura has more faith in Indra's weapon than Indra has. He said, use that weapon, Rama, and die. You can kill me with that weapon. Why so scared? Why are you hesitating? You don't seem to have that much faith as I have. It is an infallible, invincible weapon. Use it. So, mistakes. especially when you are intoxicated with power, authority, and so on. Mistakes can happen, mistakes will happen. Like I said in the morning, we are not perfect. We are fallible, we are marginal. We could say this way or we could say that way. As long as we are constantly praying, constantly, that's why I said in the morning, our surrender should be active. Actively surrendered, not one time in the day, morning I chant Samsara Dava prayers and after that I have work, I have job, I have family, I have this. No. You have a job, you have this, whatever you have to be, your surrender should be very active in every situation all the time. But that doesn't mean we criticize Indra, that we have to be very careful. We, at no point of time, we criticize anybody. That is a very, very dangerous thing to do in this country. We can't criticize anybody easily. Don't do that. You just say, I don't know how somebody became inimical towards me. Maybe I am to blame. Maybe I instigated it because of me. I did something wrong. So we can't criticize Indra or anybody for that matter. Because if we unnecessarily criticize somebody, what happens? Tell me. I already told many times. In Bhagavad. If you unnecessarily criticize somebody, what happens? When it's not your job and you're criticizing somebody, you're gossiping, you're criticizing, you're discussing about somebody's faults, somebody's weaknesses, somebody's fall down. What happens?
Those qualities.
Huh?
We will get those qualities.
There you are. The very same qualities that you are unnecessarily criticizing will come in you. Very same qualities. Never ever cross that line of. So when you look at Indra, the only thing we can learn from Indra's pastime is I have to be extremely surrendered. My surrender should be active and constant. It's not that please come. My surrender should be active and constant all the time. It's not that once in a while I remember and once in a while I surrender. No. Our surrender should be active. So the only thing we can learn from Indra's pastime is that if it can happen to Indra, it can definitely more easily, effortlessly happen to me also. Don't ever think we are perfect. We are fallible. We are much more fallible. Indra had reason to become proud. We don't need a reason at all. We don't need one. We can still become proud and so on. So we understand Indra's fall down from the perspective of our acharyas. Nowhere is a permission given to us to criticize. Indra's position is not ordinary. He must have done 100 Ashwamedha yajnas, and for Krishna to trust him to that degree, give him that position. You are the king of the demigods. It's not a small thing. And after all these mistakes that Indra has done, Krishna doesn't remove him. He just pardons him, excuses him, he will continue. But Indra doesn't do the same. Krishna doesn't do the same thing to Duryodhana. Duryodhana offends Pandavas. Krishna takes the kingdom out of his hand and gives it to the Pandavas. So Krishna has different ways of dealing with people who are offending. Indra he doesn't remove. He keeps him. He keeps him. Just carry on. But be careful. Don't do these stupid mistakes. I know in the process one nice chapter in the Bhagavatam will be written about this. But one more chapter will be added in the Bhagavatam, then Canto, about this Leela. But please understand we can do mistakes. Actually, when Indra does mistakes, at the end of that whole Leela, he becomes ashamed. He says, thank you for reminding me how insignificant I am, how effortlessly easy for me. I mean, you don't even have to do anything. How effortlessly I simply walk into a trap, I fall down and I disgrace myself. Indra becomes a pig. Does he go back? He says, no, my family. The Devatas have to struggle to take him back. So, but then of course, like I mentioned in the morning, we have to understand that our saving grace is Krishna's love, unconditional love for all the living entities. We can't believe it. It's difficult to comprehend also. Krishna has that type of love for all of us. And then why will he excuse him for so many times? It's all right. Doesn't matter. Carry on. learn your lesson, don't repeat the same mistake. Indra repeats the same mistake, or even worse, still Krishna excuses him. So one thing is to look at Indra's tendency to commit mistakes and faults, another thing is to look at how Krishna is dealing with him. Very, very lovingly. And Indra's glorification he accepts. Indra does Abhishek to Krishna after the Odin pastime. Glorifies Krishna. He accepts, he blesses Indra and says, alright, carry on. Both aspects are there in the name. Yes, mistakes will happen. Sometimes mistakes happen because that's the only way we will remain humble. Otherwise, each one of us will carry a mountain load of pride and arrogance. So much pride and arrogance that it becomes difficult for people to tell you, Baba, what you're doing is wrong. You may not even accept that. You may not even be ready to accept that. Still, Krishna loves you. He will never leave you. He will never let you down. He will always find. How do I say this? Tell me, on what basis am I saying this? Krishna will never let you. He has unconditional love for you. How can I say this? What's the proof?
Bhagavad Gita verse is like even the small endeavor.
2.40
Neha Vikramanasya.
प्रत्यनाविद्यते स्वल्पमप्यस्य धर्मस्य त्रायकमहतो भयम्.
Okay, any other reason? How can we say that Krishna's love for us is unconditional? He will always be there. He will try to find ways of rescuing us, protecting us, guiding us, guarding us. I'm giving so many clues. How do we say? Krishna's love is unconditional. Huh? Huh? No. How do you say that? No. Mamai Vamsa Jival, okay? Amsha, yes, we are Amsha of Krishna. That's right. There's another
So what's the
aspect.
question?
How do I say, how can I boldly declare that Krishna's love for us is unconditional? He's always loving us. Huh? Huh?
By sending gurus,
By attending?
by sending gurus, sadhus,
Yeah, Guru Sadhu Shastra, but there's something else. You're almost there. Almost got it. How can I say confidently Krishna's love is unconditional, eternal? He'll always be with us. He'll always. I'm giving you so many clues. He'll always guide us. He will always stand by us.
He's sitting as Paramatma.
Yes.
He's sitting as Paramatma. Will he go away? Will he ever go away? No matter what you do, will he leave you? Will he ever leave you? No, his love is unconditional. He sits as Paramatma and waits and waits and waits and waits. He'll never give up. He keeps trying. Okay, you need to be punished. So, alright. May that awaken your consciousness. But Paramatma is the one irrefutable proof that Krishna's love for us is unconditional. You have something to say. I'm all ears. No, this thing that Krishna's love is unconditional, borne out by the fact that he stays as Paramatma. As long as we are in the material world. Music to my ears. That's how we say Krishna's love is unconditional. He's there as Paramatma. And then you're right. External manifestation of Paramatma is, actually it's wrong to say external manifestation of Paramatma. The mercy manifestation, the compassion manifestation of Paramatma is good. It's good. Okay? Any other question? Think? You want to say something? Hari?
Just a sharing, last year we had the opportunity to attend SK's Goli Jana Guru's retreat at the Govardhan Reading Center. Some of us were. So we had this group discussion after every session. We have a group discussion, a small group. Guru who came and asked us, can you describe Govardhan in one word? I find it very difficult to describe in one word. So each of us tried our best. Then we asked him, we questioned him what he would say. He said, he's a rock star.
That's exactly what it is.
And based on today's class, thank you so much, Prabhu. When you describe the glories of Govardhan, beauty of Govardhan, I could correlate with Rupa Goswami's song Pratama Govardhan Ashtakam. Whatever you described there.
No, I was reading the translation.
I
Bit
just,
of it.
I could just, I understand
We cannot thank Srila Prabhupada, enough. By the way, we cannot thank Rupa Goswami. He is Sri Chaitanya No Vishnu. Apitam Yena Bhuta. He has literally done that. Establishing the ecstatic feelings of intense love for Krishna and the devotees of Krishna in the heart of Lord Chaitanya. He expanded it and captured it in the various books and compositions that he has made. Every pada of that mantra, Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutam, is a testament, is the ultimate tribute and testament of the contributions of Sri Krishna. Which is why I think Prabhupada translated pretty early in the sequence of translation. Very early on he translated Nectar Devotion. He did that even before he completed the Bhagavatam. Nectar Devotion. Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan Mahayagna ki
Jai.
Shri 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 Dharadurpati Pavan Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Iskcon Bhakta Vrinda ki
Jai.
Iskcon Guru Vrinda ki
Jai.
Jai.
Haribol.